ربنا ادمنا نورنا إذا تعالى كون سير كبير. This is from the 66th surah of Al-Quran, which reads, O Sustainer, please complete for us our life. Now we return to the class. Everybody needs to hear this shit. Wanna know why? Because it's dangerous as a fuck. Just as dangerous as the use of holograms. Holograms are dangerous as a fuck. Because I told you, motherfucker, you park a car outside your house and don't have to be nobody in the way. That paint, that's in the paint job of that particular car that they park, exists the technology where a hologram can be cast from that car right onto the sidewalk in front of your house. If indeed those halogenic lights that are used on certain vehicles here today was to drive by it, and them blue lights would check that car, hologram right there in your face. That's dangerous to the fuck because you could be laying in bed, mind your business, way across what? Town. And they could hologramically place you on a location that looks real. Check this out. That ain't you. And they can show you committing a what? Right. A crime. And if an old lady's looking out her window that ain't prepared or even know anything about what hologram was to see it, you couldn't tell her you didn't do whatever the fuck it was she saw you what? Mm-hmm. And how the fuck are you gonna beat that case in court? You got an eyewitness whose background is impeccable. She can be a music school teacher and you a convicted felon. Who the fuck do you think that the fucking jury's gonna believe? You or her? So you're prepared to go your ass to prison, boy, for a long what? And ain't nothing you can do about it, and you can be as innocent and right as rain in your existence, and then be made to suffer a life what? Life. A life sentence. A life sentence. But nigga, you got forever and a day now. You don't got numbers, you got the alphabet. That spell out L-I-F-E. And remember, you were sleeping your what? Yeah. Now, if that ain't some dangerous what? Yeah. That each you being here today is subjected to, because they can get pictures of you, any of us, from a satellite, zoomed in all the way down to see you standing on the corner waiting for the light to turn green across the street. That can show you picking your nose and can zoom in a way by which they take your booger and show it to the whole what? What color it was? This nigga, if it was green or yellow? Yeah, nigga. How nasty your booger looked and how nasty you was for picking your nose in the first what? Right. Which is something that generally people don't want people to see them doing. If you picking your boogers, nigga, you don't want nobody to see you doing that. You'll turn your head. You'll try to hide to get that little bastard the fuck out. And when you start it out, some motherfuckers will write it on their finger, try to wipe it on some toilet paper. I seen motherfuckers take their book and wipe it in a hidden place on the side of your couch. I'm telling you what I know. You ain't never seen a nigga do that? Pick his books out.
Motherfuckers a man.
Huh?
I said motherfuckers a man.
All right. And if they can zoom in on your nastiness, anytime they fucking what? By virtue of the fact that this system that's coming from satellite dish down to the planet is so fucking efficient. Star Wars, motherfucker. Attacking what? You. From out your what? Skies. And you don't even fucking what? No. The question is, where'd they get that technology? Would you say that that technology came from Earth? No. The mind said, we're going to take this big ass fucking thing and we're going to call it a satellite and we're going to put these motherfuckers all around the fucking globe. Why? Because these satellites can do some shit that I can be sitting at my desktop or my laptop and nigga punch in the program, put in the code, and nigga, I'm extraterrestrial now. Because you're talking about technology that has an extraterrestrial what? Design. Created by extraterrestrial what? Minds. Did you know that it's extraterrestrials who gave the government its cure to what was it? Cancer? No, the cure to the measles, the mumps, where you can get vaccinated for that shit.
Polio, I think too.
Polio. What the fuck is polio? Sounds like Polaroid, don't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And polar, right? Like bi what? Polar. And what the fuck is bipolar? Well, let me tell you, motherfucker can be cool as a fuck. You talking to him, and everything cool, and then instantly, whack, what's up? Motherfucker done went from sugar to shit, from like this, from people to a goddamn monster. Instant what? Tainlessly. How is that shit happening? I'll tell you how, because you have 9 magnetic particles in your what?
Right.
In your brain. And I told you, if you all want to know more about life, about the science of alchemy, what were the 2 things I told y'all to study? Do you know?
Circle and square.
What? Magnets and crystals, didn't I?
Yep.
And electricity, didn't I?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Now, did anybody ever take into consideration, well, why was the master telling us to do a study in the magnet, do a study in the crystal, do a study into electricity? Because those 3 things, gentlemen, carry a lot of weight.
Crystals.
What?
Crystals can hold infinite information.
Yes, nigga, now we talking about motherfucking language. You know what it's called? Memory.
Yep.
You talking about motherfucking what? Language, right? What?
Now.
Memory. I said all of you are being called upon to do what? A divine thing called to what?
Remember.
What does the word remember really mean?
Become a member again.
Bingo. Now, how the fuck can anybody become a member again of a specific team and family? Listen now. If they got certain programs like Morpheus, like Pan, like the technology that, listen now, cats is holograms. And they got a computer game called Halo. You ever heard of it?
Yep.
What the fuck is Halo?
Microsoft-based game, but it's going to hunt for something.
Game? Yeah, wait a minute, watch this, y'all. A what based game?
I know it's heading on Microsoft.
No, it's a Microsoft-based what?
Game.
Meaning it will only work on Microsoft what? System.
Right.
Can you download Halo in the Linux and it works?
It's possibly be difficult though, like you gotta hack it though.
Watch this. You hear this nigga? Keep in mind, this nigga's name is Tank. And I told Tank, get our best minds on the phone, because we're going to put together a think what?
Tank.
Now, let me say this. Do you think the name Tank, watch this, you got, listen, ready? Watch this, listen. Tank, 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 Tank. What am I pointing your minds to right there? Tank, 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 tank. It's not what I'm saying. It's the way I'm what?
Saying.
And what you notice is you hear repetition. Tank, 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 tank. It's like long time ago you had wax records. They put the music on wax. They afforded you little discs called records that some were 45, others were 33. And here today, you got, what, 16 bits, 32 bits, 45, long time ago, was a small disc that you would put on your record player or your jukebox. And when the arm come out and the needle go what? Down to the record, that needle would be gliding along the record that is spinning what? According to the speed of that spin, would produce the sound that you would either hear or would hear. And if you didn't put it at the right speed, motherfucker, you would it would not be music at all, would it? So one thing we know is that as far back as the usage of wax, speed was something that they were examining to the point that they was able to make the record player in the first one. And here today, your computer system, what are people looking for? And I'll tell you what it is. It's speed. How fast your system what?
Goes.
Moves. And why did you say tank? Like this, listen, y'all, pay attention. Tank, 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 tank. No, you don't keep saying hook, hook, hook.
It's a glitch though, the hook.
Wait, bingo, nigga. Listen, bingo, nigga. It's like a scratch what? Record.
Yep.
Now, I'm pointing your mind because when I say tank, 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 tank. That's the what? A glitch. I'm pointing your mind to what? A glitch. Right. That, nigga, let me ask you a question. How long ago was Linux system created? The Linux system. And why do you tell people to use Linux and not Microsoft? Tank?
Had to be around 96.
Don't say nothing. Don't say not a damn word. Get all our mind in this think what?
You got it, brother, on the line. Vincent on the line.
Shaddah Da, man.
Shaddah Da, how you doing?
Oh, about as good as I can be now I'm from you.
Yes, sir.
It don't get no better. But now we have yet another mind in our forum. May I ask you a question, beloved?
Yes.
How many years in this life are you all old?
32.
Oh, you still a baby. You still a baby. Lord, that's my little baby over there. That's my little baby. Man, let me tell you something. It wasn't until I was 33 years old, which is a magic what?
Number.
It shows 32. So you have 33 degree Freemason, and before you become a 33 degree Freemason, you become a what?
32.
Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. Gold star for you. Now, listen, get some more minds in this think what?
Tank.
What we gonna need as many minds as we can what?
Yeah.
Who don't mind thinking. Nubians here today, many of them ain't trying to think. I've said that before because thinking is too much like work. Let me tell you something. What's the difference between a white collar job and a blue collar job?
Physical compared to mental work.
Okay, yeah, because you got one motherfucker who is into manual labor. Get that, pick that up, put that over there. That's what you call what? A mandingo. What's the difference between a mandingo, listen, and a mirror?
That's good.
A mirror is more royal. They don't want set the directives.
In the slave trade, the emirs cost more than a mandingo. I'm talking about two labels that identify two different types of ready niggers. My name, watch this. I'm going to give you all a hypothetical to wrap your minds around. My name is Eddie Van Blusen. I just got here from overseas and I want to buy 50 slaves. Where can I find the next auction that is selling slaves to be taking place? Well, it's taking place down in Alabama on such and such street at such and such time in Town Square. Thank you. What'd you say your name was? Eddie Glusen. I just got here from over what? Seas. My name is Elmer J. Fudd. I own a mansion and a what? A yacht. Now what? I don't know if you ever saw that Bugs Bunny cartoon. Well, let me tell you what that one's about. Elmer J. Bud is in an insane asylum. He's dressed up as a rabbit. He really thinks he's a what?
Rabbit.
A rabbit. Meanwhile, Bugs Bunny is minding his business, going along, singing a song, and he looks over, and Elmer J. Bud is in the window that has bars on it, and he's dangling a whole thing of carrots out the wall. Just telling Bugs, bring your ass over here if you want to eat. Bugs goes over to the window to get the carrots. He got to break the bar on the window that enables Elmer J. Bud to hop his ass out. And he takes the carrots and throws it inside the insane asylum on his bed. Unbeknown to Bug, he go in there, grab a carrot, kick his feet up, and is munching, having a good what? And then listen, the psychoanalyst, the psychiatrist, come into Elmer J. Bud's room and snatch Bugs up, thinking he's Elmer J. what?
Good.
Right. They take him into a room and they start programming him that. Repeat after me. My name is Elmer J. Bud. I own a mansion and a yacht. What? My name is Elmer J. Bud. I own a mansion and a yacht. My name is Elmer J. Bud. I own a mansion and a yacht. That's like tank. Stop. You get me? Because let me tell y'all something. I know I'm going to be sounding crazy as a bedbug, but this shit going to come full circle, and you motherfuckers going to be like, get the fuck out of what? Because everything, let me say something to y'all. Everything I'm saying for a what?
Reason.
Now, Tank, we're establishing, I want the biggest, baddest think tank that we can put together fast as we what?
Can.
Because like every soul counts. What I told y'all about that, I'm not going to leave one what? Mine. I don't give a fuck if the niggas are crackhead, baby's kids, if he piss in the bed, he's one of what? Mine. And like they say, Black Lives what?
Matter.
Count. I'm going to be informing you all about an information today. That this conversation will carry 3 elements to you that are vital. One, how every Nubian in this, from sea to shining sea, we better inform to protect their what? Their self. I will be giving you all the information that will cause every cop, every cracker to leave us the fuck what?
Alone.
In a real way. And every mind in this think tank, I'm sure once you hear what I have to say, will appreciate the shit. And y'all gonna be saying, damn, where the fuck did this nigga get that? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna open my mouth and say, ready? Tahuti. You follow that?
Hey, Chief, you know we recording. Do you want to put that on record?
I don't. Let me say, I want this to go out fast as it was.
Can.
Because everything black on the planet needs to what?
Yeah.
Hear it.
And let me tell you, if the motherfuckers don't listen to me, just as much as I told you all 2 years ago, I said, just like this, people are going to start dying. First by conventional means, such as bullet wounds, car crashes, stabbings, etc. Everyday ordinary occurrences that these people on this planet here today are accustomed to seeing. So no real eyebrow is going to raise. But what I did say to y'all is what will be unique about that is that the people who will start dying, you will know. They're going to be people close to you in your what? Lives. That first are going to start dying by this conventional fucking shit. It's really everyday shit. You know, Auntie so-and-so was in a car crash. My brother dead, he got in a fight and got shot. My cousin so-and-so, his wife stabbed him. Right? Ain't that what I said?
Yep.
More than 2 years ago. Then I came along and said, right after that, but out of nowhere, a mysterious killer is going to come, where the whole world will be running around like chickens with their heads chopped off. Watch this. And the only thing I left out was wearing a mask. Well, who was that masked man? The Lone Ranger. Our own Silver away. Whose right-hand man was Tonto. Who said, that's like you, buddy. If you were that old, you would know about the long what? And the one thing they would say when the motherfucker would come in the down, do his thing and bounce, is who was that masked man? The other time you go in the store with a mask on, everybody in the store gets scared. Because in a real sort of kind of way, they knew you was there to rob their ass. If you went anywhere in American society with a mask, what? Oh, tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, it's done flipped and flipped. But this, everybody in every store better have a mask on. Why? Because of this mysterious killer that I told you all about 2 years ago, before anybody ever even heard of a coronavirus. I told you that this entire globe will be running around like chickens with their heads chopped what? Off. Searching for a means to save themselves from that mysterious killer, and people going to start dropping like what? Flies. Every word I said has come to what? And I said that almost 2 years ago and documented. That's the beauty of Facebook, Blog Talk, MySpace. It's because anytime you press post, it has a date and a time in which that took place. There can nobody come along and say, they said it before me, because there's a record that shows they didn't. It shows that I said what I'm telling you I said that long ago. Now, if I said that long ago, what makes you all think that here and now, I still don't carry the ability to tell you what's going to be happening to your ass 2 years from what?
Today.
And if it stands the reason, if I was all wise, right, and exact, and I was, don't leave that part out. That whatever I'm here to tell you all today, that y'all don't have the slightest clue what I'm going to what? Say. It stands to reason that just as on point as I was 2 years ago, it's going to be just as on point as I am right what? Now, and what it is I'm about to present to you. So I'm going to ask everything black. Do you want to live?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Well, nigga, you better listen to what the fuck it is I'm about to what?
Say.
I've been telling you niggas, they got a special wonton suit set up for your ass. Ain't that what I've been telling you?
Yes, sir.
Meaning, you go in the Chinese restaurants and order wonton soup, and they in the kitchen pissing in it. And sending it out there to you. I've been telling y'all what. Now I'm going to spell out what's inside that shit. And shit. That they about to listen. They going to work everything color that carries color. They going to work you all the fuck what out. That will move from working you out, what? To wiping you what? Out. And let me say something to you. You better listen to what I'm saying here today. So let me tell you something. It carries variables that are sensitive. That right off the rip, you ain't gonna understand shit. Because that's how well put together this shit is. This is not something that these crackers thought about, listen, just yesterday.
Right.
They've been thinking about this shit for longer than, longer than you are old. You only 32, I think you just a baby. Because you don't really get it. People don't really get wisdom until they get some grades. In most cases. And I can't help but tell you, you don't get grades being stupid. Now, ain't that the truth?
Yes, sir.
What motherfucker you know got some age on them that got there without knowing how to do something right?
No, I mean, no,
if they older than you, it shows that this motherfucker got good work.
Sense.
Since before you were born. Most of them. If they got that type of age. And everybody who got good sense in our family, long before I came, many of you were smart enough to get around the show and sit there and shut the fuck what? As they would tell you the many beautiful things that in their lifetime they have been afforded to be able to say. And the things that they be telling you be true stories. True stories. That I can't help but say the fasting ain't right. Or at least should have been to each of you. I don't know about y'all, but as a little child, let me rephrase that. I do know about y'all because I have knowledge of self. And when you have knowledge of self, it affords you knowledge of wealth. All things. So if I'm a person of color, and you are too, I don't need to know what's going on in your home. All I gotta do is look within the framework of my very what?
So.
My very own home.
Right.
So let me tell you something. Do you think it's coincidental that I can get on the phone and call a brother in Cali and him and his brother is fussing, and I can then say, hold on, dial another number to a brother in Chicago, and him and his brother is fussing, dial another brother in Texas, and him and his brother is fussing, and then dial another brother in New York, and him and his brothers fussing, and can do this repetitively all over the United States, and all of them people is fussing at the exact same time, that could make anybody raise a what? An eyebrow.
Right.
I mean, I can understand if I call Tank, him and his girl going through it, and then I call Luther, him and his girl going through it. That's the two motherfuckers. But if I repeat that action and it happens, listen, 20 times in the course of 20 phone calls, somebody don't know that better say, hell yeah, that would make me think.
There's something in the air.
Huh?
There's something in the air.
Because, like I told you, if it happens more than twice, it is not a coincidence. Co is a prefix which means two.
Right.
So to say coincidence, that's limited to 2 times and 2 times what? Only. That's why I say if I call, that's one thing if I call Brandon, him and his wife fussing, call Musa, him and his wife fussing, that's a coincidence. If I continue to make calls and only two out of all the 20 calls I make show that 2 people or 4 people was in the mix at the exact same time, that's a coincidence. That's nothing to what? Worry about. But if it happens more than twice, it's not a coincidence. It's being orchestrated. What does the word orchestra mean?
Put together, I guess.
Okay, you heard of the Philharmonic Orchestra, right?
Yes.
What the fuck is the Philharmonic Orchestra? I'll tell you what it is. You got a motherfucker standing in front of all these motherfuckers playing instruments, right? There's four of them, a violin section, a horn section, the flute section, the motherfucker who plays the little triangle, the motherfucker who got the 2 cymbals, yeah. And he got a little stick in his hand, right? And he pops on the podium like this. Tap, tap, tap. That means all you motherfuckers in this band, no, in this orchestra, get what?
Ready.
Ready. We are about to what? Perform, or we are about to practice. One or the what? In this case, the performance and the practice is killing you motherfuckers. That belongs to me. And I don't like no cracker standing in front of my people with a little stick saying, get ready to die. That's orchestrating some shit in each one of you all what? Lies. Because if I can get on the phone and make all them phone calls and every one of you Negroes is fussing and fighting amongst yourselves, what that tells you? That's not an isolated incident, that's a fucking epidemic.
Right.
A different type of epidemic that y'all don't listen, even though it's there, because it's been masked so well. It's wearing the type of mask that you can't motherfucking tell who was that mask what? Man. Who rolled into your town talking about, I hold silver away. Saying to the Native American Indian brother, come on, Hondo. Come on, slave.
Mm-hmm.
Who would say, kemosabe. Yes, Kimosabi. By the way, Kimosabi. What the fuck was the Kimosabi? I'll tell you what it was. It was the same master. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So what he was saying to this masked man, just master, right away. Who was a white man who had a little funny looking mask on his face, but wasn't nearly as stupid as Humpty Hump. Walk around and talk about do the Humpty Hump. And do the Humpty Hump. With some glasses on that had a white man's nose. Here it is, this nigga want us, and he want to pretend in a certain type of way to be Elmer J. Fudd. So when you looked at the nose of Humpty Hump, wasn't that Elmer J. Fudd's nose? Wasn't that Elmer J. Fudd's nose?
Yes, sir.
Elmer J. Fudd, I own a license in what? A yacht. That's why the nigga wasn't nothing but a one-hit wonder. And everybody was wondering why the digits went underground. Because ain't that what they called themselves? Digital what? Underground. Ain't that what they called themselves?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Huh? The only survivor out of the Humpty Hump mob was a nigga named Tupac. That we pronounce Tupac, but spelled Tupac.
Right.
I don't give a... Where the fuck y'all get Pac out of PAC? And don't that, ain't that something to make you go,
Yeah.
Because how the fuck you get a Pac out of the letter PAC? Seems like to me that spelled what?
Pack.
Pack. Like I made a pact with the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But niggas then, I came to bring the pain. Now I go to the brain.
Thank you.
That our children, listen, with that our children say, we're killing them with that. As they would go up in the studio and produce, motherfucker, you can say anything you want to say when you pick up the mic. Why do our people choose the stupidest shit to stay out their mouth? I don't, motherfucker. But nigga, I don't give a damn about 150 ways to punch my dog in the mouth. I really don't give a fuck about your Rolex when I ain't got one. And I don't give a fuck about the Lamborghini you driving in when I'm walking to work or got to wait on at the bus stop for the bus to come. The stupid motherfuckers forget more stupid motherfuckers. I call them mummies. Because the last thing this world needs is another ready rapper who's wrapped up in this and wrapped up in that and can't figure out what to say out his motherfucking mouth. No. Forgetting that our kids is listening to what else. Motherfuckers like Lil Wayne kissing other motherfuckers in the mouth. Other men. He did it. Birdman. Kissing motherfucking men. Yeah. That's some homosexual shit. Nigga, you ain't gonna let I would a nigga would poke his lips up to me. I'm gonna knock all his bitch ass teeth off.
There you go.
I'm going to slap that nigga so hard he won't be able to spit for the next year. Nigga, you come to me like you want to tongue kiss my ass. Nigga, I'm going to rip your tongue the fuck what?
Oh.
Ow.
I'm going to get a pair of pliers and say, nigga, open your mouth as I got the brow to your dome. I'm going to get them pliers and I'm going to grab your tongue, nigga, and I'm going to snatch and smooth the fuck what?
Oh.
Right there.
Bet you won't go by trying to tongue kiss another man, being a man yourself. That's why I say, you ladies out there, if your man ain't looking at another boy's butt, that's when you start to get mad. But that motherfucker turning into something. Because if he ain't looking at your other woman's butt, he's looking at a man. And you might say, well, but, like tank, and tank say, hooah, right? Pointing to a glitch. Because if that ain't a glitch, I don't know what the fuck was.
Is.
Anytime one of our good rappers, which mind you I call mummy. The reason I call them mummy is because they stand in representation of the mentally dead. Except for motherfuckers like Chuck D and KRS-One, who were exceptions to the rule. And maybe now like in the see up running that a little something. But the rest of these motherfuckers can kiss my motherfucking ass. Because they've been causing our children to try to act out something that's impossible for them to be. Motherfuckers don't realize that here today, if you turn the radio on, like the WBLS in New York, where you hear Count Basie, New Orleans, this one, that one. Or you turn to KBLX, the greatest sound goes, or whatever station that motherfuckers don't even know if it's a P1 radio station or not. The motherfuckers don't even know, because motherfuckers don't even know what a P1 radio station was.
Is.
Either. Let me tell you what a P1 radio station is. It's one of the top 100 radio stations in the country. Because their ratings, meaning how many motherfuckers is listening to them, is up and over, off the fucking map. Now, how the fuck can they tell how many motherfuckers is listening to what radio station? You ever wonder about that?
Yeah,
Nigga, we got all, you know what I mean, motherfuckers there is in this country. Just in Brooklyn, motherfucker, alone. Brooklyn bigger than Alabama. Where is Bond? That mother, and the city planner's office must have been on crack when they do that city plan up. Because the word Brooklyn means broken land. And I don't give a damn. I can be in a crowded airport and I can say, she's from Brooklyn, he's from Brooklyn, he's from Brooklyn, they're from Brooklyn. Yeah. And be on the money. How? And keep in mind, P. Diddy is from what?
Harlem.
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn.
P. Diddy is from Harlem.
Oh.
It's the Stuyvesant.
That's right.
The same neighborhood that Diddy came up out of. The same neighborhood that my brother Jazz got murdered in. How do I know that my brother Jacob produced Biggie Smalls and Little Kim? That's the Stuyvesant, where they murdered my brother Jazz. Yeah, the night he got murdered at a party in Bedford-Stuyvesant because he set him up, my brother Jacob.
Jacob, right.
Now, yo, nigga, let me tell you something. Don't tell me, nigga, I know. Don't forget who you got on this phone.
Mm-hmm.
You got more than a wealth of information on the other line of this motherfucker. You got the Messiah him what?
Self. Oh. Yeah.
Nigga, you not here to tell me what?
No.
Nothing. I've been given divine orders long time ago to remember you're not here to listen to what? No. You listen to me is what my father was.
Said.
He said, I don't care what every one of them niggas have to say. You from here forward, what nigga with this mind now, you gonna do exactly what the fuck I want. Because I'm controlling your mind. Wanna see? And my father proved his point because I'm not in control of the mail. My father what?
Yeah.
And now motherfuckers can lay claim, nigga, why do you got the motherfucking haters out there? The same type of haters that say that, yo, that nigga had an operation on his face to sound like his father. Which is some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in all my motherfucking days. Kyrie going around talking about I had an operation on my throat that sounded like Bob. What the fuck? Kyrie, if you out there, nigga, I'm telling you right now, you done lost your motherfucking what? And what made you think you was gonna put that out on the wire and it wasn't gonna get back to me? Nigga, me and you know each other. Only thing you saying that, nigga, cause you don't sound like Baba. And you're mad.
Mm-hmm.
So it couldn't be happening to me unless the fool ass shit like you said was true, right? Why? Because it ain't happening to you. It's real. And I know you, Charlie, better than that. You got good sense, you fool ass nigga, with all them Anunnaki eyes you got. All that Anunnaki gene up in you. And nigga, me and you done hung out in the real way, nigga, in the studio while you doing that thug thing. I was there with you. You forgot it. And if you shut up long enough, then you would hear I was sounding just like Baba. Before my motherfucking memory was restored.
I was in a class at my son's home, and they put me on KA second listening. But he started
whatever mother is on the phone right now talking and doesn't have her phone muted out, we would like as OSOICE members for you not to forget that rule.
Son, I am so sorry.
That's my mama.
Forgive me.
My mama can say whatever the fuck she wants.
Jonathan, I'm in the company of a young lady, and so refrain from cursing, but I just want to say I'm sorry, and I'll go on mute now.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me say I'm sorry to you. Okay?
What?
And I want to say, I'm saying I'm sorry to you. You're my mother. And I had no idea. See, but let me say something to you. Young lady, whoever you may be, that's sitting there with my mother listening to this phone call, I want you to understand something so that nothing gets misunderstood in this situation. That number one, you don't want to understand nothing. To understand, to stand underneath the level of information, you need to be able to declare that you really know what you're talking about. I'm not talking from an understanding of anything, honey. Sister, daughter, niece, grandmother, great-grandmother, of who it is that you stand in representation of. I'm talking from an overstanding. Because you can hear me talk, honey. Guarantee you, if you sit there and listen long enough, and after you listen to everything I'm saying, if you walk away, and once this class is over, if somebody was to ask you, what did he say? Bet you won't be able to tell them. Because you'll be like, he said a whole lot. You just had to be there. Because you will understand the things that I will say, but you won't be able to open your mouth in this way until that overstanding develops. Well, overstanding is, long time ago, the very words that they call curse words here today, a long time ago, sister, they were called blessed words. How and why? Because they express the very most. Coming from a person of color, it is the means by which we as people of color expressed ourselves in the very strongest of ways. Now, and it didn't become known as a curse word until white folks started to try to talk like us. And they couldn't. Because you have to have rhythm to deliver something that profound out your mouth. And because it was so profound, the mannerisms by which we as people of color delivered our speech, they then called it profane language. You know, it wasn't profane, it was profound. And it couldn't be duplicated. So, I want you to know, because you have a lot of people who here today forget, judge not unless you be judged. Who will pass judgment and say, how can he be the Messiah? This is the way he talks. He be cursing all the time. And I say, yeah, that's right. Because I'm not pulling no punches and taking no moves. Our people in this day and time need to be spoke to in the same way by which we all here today in our home and in our private time, if we haven't been whitewashed and groomed and talk, listen, and groomed to talk like white people. I done seen Nubians be talking like a Nubian. Person of color now is at the phone ring, and they pick it up, they hello. I'm like, no, what that black? Go instant white.
Right.
Instant white. That's what you call being whitewashed for real.
Mm-hmm.
Where now, I hate to say it, but it's true, everybody on this phone is in line for their brainwashing. And you might say, what? I say, yeah, to get brainwashed. And you might say, wait a minute, he's saying he's brainwashing everybody. And I'll say, yeah, that's right, especially if the brain is dirty. And when have you ever known a bath to be bad?
Never.
I don't know one of us whose grandmothers picked us up and put us in the bathtub, say, come on, Tommy, can you get washed up? That was designed to hurt you in any way. If it removed a particular type of stench. ربنا ادمنا نورنا إذا تعالى كن سير كبير. This is from the 66th surah of Al-Quran, which reads, O Sustainer, please complete for us our life. Now we return to the class.